You know, Pelosi is like the epitome of the living dead. I mean, just look at her. She's not alive, and she's not really dead. The thing can barely speak half the time. Her wig often slips. Her skin is like not even skin. Doesn't even look like lizard skin. So I don't know what kind of creature she is. And Schumer, he slithered from the depths of the sewers in New York that are connected to hell. Schumer. I mean, just look at the weasel. He has weasel written all over him. I am the Schumer weasel. I am the greatest liar in the world. Except for now that you have Trump. Trump is the best liar because he's the best actor. He's a better actor than all of you in Congress and the Senate, the Supreme Court. Oh, and what about that Ruth Bader creature? I mean, just look at it. It's not even human. It's not even human. It is a creature from the deep, resurrected from a pot full of boiling muck. Muck made out of excrement. And fashioned into a human being. That's what Kabbalah is. They fashion, they truly believe they're gods and they can go and fashion a mud pile and breathe life to it. My God. I mean, all you people who are isolated out there really should take time. And if you don't like to read, just have it read to you. The Talmud, the Torah, Kabbalah, and all the wicked spells. And you know, those are all Jewish myths. None of it's true. This is a bunch of myth. They're not the chosen people. They never were. The only thing they're chosen for is to spread evil upon the earth. And yet they're allowed to get away with their racism. If I said, oh, all black people are the chosen, they're above all. They're God's chosen. God gave us all the land in the world. That's what God said. I wrote it down, and that's what God said. What about the Italians? God gave them everything. After all, they owned almost all the land in the world at one time. And what about the white people? And don't confuse white people with Jewish people. Jewish people even tell you they're not white. They're Jewish. It's two different things. So be careful when you're out there bashing whites. Make sure you're bashing the right people. Well, actually, telling the truth is what I meant by bashing. So excuse me, I used the wrong word. But this is actually about Trump, Pompeo, Bolton, the traitors, the treasonous traitors. Now, when was it? Oh, Pence, too. I almost forgot Pence. And what we need to tell Pence is that no, we don't consent to his definition of morals and values. Pence told AIPAC that Americans have the same morals and values as Israel does, as the Jews do. No, we don't. We do not kill. We do not steal. We do not lie and connive to get what we want. We work hard. We put in honest day's work. Or at least what we believe is an honest day work. Because you never know about the corporation you work for. The higher-ups may worship somebody you don't really approve of. However, taking money out of their pocket is the ultimate. But let's face it. The U.S. Congress, the Senate, Supreme Court, the Trump regime, the Obama regime, all the regimes before them, including Reagan, were traitors. They're all traitors to American people. And Trump has hypnotized the people who called patriots. And let me tell you, patriots that follow Trump, how stupid you are. You put your name on the list to support him. See those advertisements. Put your name down of my supporters by 9 o'clock. Please stand with me. No, you know what he's going to do? Especially if Americans don't stand up together. And I mean together. White, black, Muslim, Christians, Catholics. For the main cause. For one thing we can agree on is that we have a right to exist. And then I think we can all agree on. Now, if we can all stand together on that and tell Washington, no, we don't consent. And legally remove all of them who have not upheld the Constitution, which means all of them. I mean, Cynthia McKinney, she told us. She's so brave, and yet people don't even know who she is. That's why I call her the last American hero. They keep taking down her video here, too. She exposed how the secret oath to Israel by the Congress and the Senate. And let me explain something to you, and I'm off subject here, and I really don't care. Because Trump is the best liar and actor we've ever had in office, even better than Reagan, and he had training. Well, I guess Trump did too. I still think he's a big fat old woman. So for years and years and years, since the United States decided to make Israel a country by stealing the Palestinian land, your tax dollars in billions, and they lie to you. What gets me is other truthers will say 3.8 billion. No, you idiots, it's 38 billion. And that's just for defense. Harvard study showed back in, it was like almost 20 years ago, they were getting 103 billion. And that's your tax dollars. And that money is divvied up between all the Israelis, Jews, to make them wealthy. And you don't even have to believe me. The rabbis put out video after video on YouTube bragging about how Americans they're slaves and they don't have to work. They just get the money and they go and buy up American companies, which they have done. And they almost have purchased them all. To the point where pretty soon Trump is going to announce, we're little Israel. And I'm not going to say you better wake up now and all those cliches. If you're not waking up now, you're not going to be woken up. I mean, if you can put 2 and 2 together, I know deep down in the brains of every American, immigrant or native born, they hold the value of freedom deep inside their psyche. And the idea of shattering what they believed they were given the freedom is frightening. To shatter that dream before it's realized. But understand you have the power. We have the power. We have the power collectively. And I can prove that to you. At 10 a.m. every morning, Should be like 10:11 a.m., 10:01 or 10:11 a.m. or 1:11 p.m. All you have to do is intently imagine like an earthquake hitting Israel, 11.5 or 10. And it'll happen. If we get 1,000, 2,000 people to do it at once, it'll happen. And this whole thing will be over. Be no reason to go over there and kill poor innocent people. I don't support anybody's religion. But what I do support is if it is a real religion, they should be able to practice it, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or animals. But look at what they believe in the Talmud. And they sit up there and they have the nerve to televise sacrificing a poor innocent cow. How disgusting. Any blood sacrifice. And the Christian leaders know this, and they remain silent. And for their souls they sold to the devil for their silence. They know that any blood sacrifice, so-called religion, is a religion of evil. And that is what it is. I'm not even a Christian, and I know that. Now is the time to unite. Let's unite under the one principle, is that we all have a right to exist. And that's going to scare them. Even if we step outside, we don't have to gather in Washington. What would really scare them if at 3 o'clock on a certain day we all just stepped outside to show our unity. No matter where you are, just step outside. Let's pick a date across the whole world. 3 o'clock, wherever you are, your time, 3 o'clock. It doesn't have to be any coordination after that. That we all just step outside and look up at the sky and look around at each other and say hello. And remember, whatever they call us, it's a reflection of their guilt. We, the people, have the right to live in luxury. The luxury they stole from us. The luxury that belongs to us. Americans have a right to their gold back. The Venezuelans have a right to self-determination. The Syrians. The Iranians. And you have to ask yourself, what kind of monster, and I mean Trump and his regime, well, he didn't bomb the country for 7 years, but the U.S. did. And it's in rubble, and then slap sanctions on them so the people can't eat. And then brag about wanting to reduce Iranians' oil exports to zero so they have no income to starve the people. And then in Venezuela, to lie about a good man, a better man than Trump, a better man than Pompeo, a better man than Bolton. Because Maduro makes sure that his people get the profit sharing from oil and natural resources that was agreed upon. And that is why he kicked American big oil out, because they were cheating the Venezuelan people and polluting and raping the children. Oh, I gotta say, sources say. Anyways, it's almost 15 minutes. But we the people, we do not consent. So stop killing people, Trump. Stop it now.